Welcome to History Reimagined. This is a series where history doesn't end the way you learned it. Here, we explore what could have happened if one moment, one discovery, or one law of reality had changed. Every episode is grounded in real history, real science, and real questions then pushed beyond their limits. Because sometimes the most terrifying question isn't what if this happened. It's whether humanity was ever meant to survive it. This is History Reimagined. Have you ever wondered what the world would be like if the Library of Alexandria never burned down? It's a classic what-if scenario, but the implications are truly mind-boggling. Let's take a journey into an alternate timeline where this legendary center of knowledge survived and thrived. First, a quick recap. The Great Library of Alexandria, founded in Egypt around the 3rd century BC, wasn't just a building full of scrolls. It was a research institution, a university, and the intellectual heart of the ancient world. Scholars from across the Mediterranean gathered there to study, debate, and write. It's estimated to have held hundreds of thousands of scrolls, containing everything from literature and history to mathematics and astronomy. Its destruction, which happened over several centuries, represents one of the greatest losses of knowledge in human history. But what if it never happened? Imagine a world where this beacon of learning continued to shine. For starters, science and technology would be centuries ahead. Think about it. We know the library housed works that were far ahead of their time. Hero of Alexandria, a brilliant engineer, created a primitive steam engine called the Library. In our timeline, it was just a curiosity in a world with the library. His designs would have been studied, replicated, and improved upon by generations of engineers. We might have seen an industrial revolution powered by steam not in the 18th century, but maybe as early as the Roman Empire. Imagine Roman aqueducts not just carrying water, but also powering factories with advanced machinery. Then there's astronomy. Ristiches of Samos, who studied at the library, proposed that the Earth revolved round the Sun. That's a heliocentric model, nearly 1,800 years before Copernicus. In our world, his idea was lost and forgotten. But in this alternate timeline, it would have been the foundation of astronomy. With the library's vast resources and collaborative environment, astronomers could have refined his model, built better observation tools, mapped the solar system with incredible accuracy. We might have understood gravity and planetary motion long before Newton. By the time of the Renaissance in our timeline, this alternate world might have been launching primitive telescopes into orbit. Medicine would also be unrecognizable. The works of figures like Hippocrates and Galen would have been preserved in their entirety, not just in fragmented copies. But more importantly, the scientific method, which was being developed in Alexandria, would have been applied to medicine forever. The practice of human dissection, which was controversial but occasionally permitted in Alexandria, would have given anatomists a huge head start. Instead of relying on superstition for centuries, medicine would have evolved into a true science. We might have understood germs and developed vaccines hundreds of years earlier, saving countless lives from plagues and diseases. But the changes wouldn't just be scientific. Think about history and culture. We lost so much. We know of countless plays by Greek masters like Sophocles and Euripides that are now just titles. We've lost entire epics, philosophical treatises, and detailed histories of ancient civilizations. Imagine having a complete record of the Minoan civilization, or first-hand accounts of Alexander the Great's campaigns written by his own generals. Our understanding of the past would be so much richer, so much more detailed. We might even have the complete works of Berossus, a Babylonian priest whose history of Mesopotamia is now almost entirely lost. We could read the true, original stories of our ancient myths and legends. This preservation of knowledge would have also had a profound effect on society and governance. The philosophical works of the Stoics, Epicureans, and skeptics would have continued to evolve. The concept of democracy, born in Athens, would have been debated and refined by the greatest minds for centuries. Perhaps the fall of the Roman Republic could have been averted, or at least led to a more stable form of government based on preserved political science. The Dark Ages, a period of intellectual stagnation in Europe, might never have happened at all. With the library as a central hub, knowledge would have continued to spread and grow, preventing the kind of large-scale loss of learning that occurred after the fall of Rome. Of course, it's not all sunshine and steam-powered chariots. More advanced technology could have led to more devastating warfare. A Roman Empire with gunpowder, which they might have developed by studying early chemical texts, would have been an even more formidable and potentially destructive force. Colonialism could have happened earlier and been even more efficient and brutal. Also, the concentration of knowledge in one place would have been a double-edged sword. While it fostered collaboration, it also made that knowledge vulnerable. The library's survival would have depended on a stable political environment. Any empire that conquered Alexandria would have gained control over the world's most powerful intellectual resource. The fight to control the library could have become the central conflict of world history. And what about religion? The rise of Christianity and Islam, both religions of the book, would have unfolded very differently. The library's vast collection of philosophical and scientific texts might have challenged religious dogma from the very beginning. This could have led to a more secular world, or perhaps to new, syncretic faiths that blended scientific understanding with spiritual belief. The intense debates between early Christian theologians and pagan philosophers, which took place in Alexandria, would have been even more profound with the full weight of the library's resources behind them. So, when we piece it all together, what does this world look like? We see a world that reached the industrial age during the time of the Caesars. A world where humanity might have walked on the moon by the year 1000. A world where our historical records are complete, our art and literature are immeasurably richer, and our understanding of the universe is built on an unbroken chain of inquiry stretching back to antiquity. It is a world that avoided the painful process of rediscovery that we had to go through. During the Renaissance, it's a tantalizing, inspiring, and slightly intimidating vision. It shows us not just what we lost, but what humanity is capable of when we value, protect, and build upon our collective knowledge. The story of the Library of Alexandria isn't just a sad piece of history. It's a powerful reminder of how fragile knowledge is, and how crucial it is to preserve and share it. Every library, every university, every online database we have today is a spiritual successor to that great institution. By supporting them, we're helping to ensure that a great fire, literal or metaphorical, never sets humanity back again. And that's just a glimpse into a world that could have been, a history written by a single, tiny change. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How different would our lives be if just one event in the past had unfolded differently? History isn't just a collection of dusty old facts. It's a fragile chain of cause and effect, and we're living in just one of its infinite possibilities. Every action, big or small, sends ripples through time. And if you want to support the channel and make sure you don't miss our next trip through time, the best way to do that is by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. There are so many fascinating paths to go down. And we're just getting started. Thank you so much for watching, for being curious, and for wondering what if right alongside me. It's an amazing community we're building here, full of creative and inquisitive minds. I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Until then, keep questioning history.